Have you ever asked yourself how very simple designs sometimes could look so good, so elegant, and yet when you look at the object itself, at first glance you couldn't think that any designing took place. But you'd be wrong. You'd be very wrong, because it takes skill to make simple elements work well with each other when they don't have that many things in common. The Redentore Ultrablack from Venezianico is literally the physical form what I was just talking about. Honestly, when I saw videos online about this, I wasn't expecting much, but I've never been more wrong about something else in my life. And there it is. I said it. Luckily, my wife is not around to hear this, so let's rewind for a second and talk about the brand. So Venezianico is a brand based in Italy, which was started in late 2017 by brothers Alberto and Alessandro Morelli, and they are based in San Dona di Piave, which is in Venice. And by the way, I'm nailing the Italian right here. You can find links down below next to that like button, and honestly check the website out as they have so many elegant pieces with that Italian design. Everything about the brand, the design, the website, the music just screams Italy, and there is a certain elegance to everything that they make, and that elegance shines through in the Redentore. This is priced at 500 euros, and genuinely I do not know what it is about this watch that oozes class, makes me want to wear turtlenecks and let my hair grow and drink coffee from small espresso cups. But let's go back to that simplistic design for a moment, because there are a few benefits to that, like elegance and simplicity. Minimalist designs often exhibit elegance through their simplicity, as in that's how they're tied together. By stripping away excess decoration, the design can convey sophistication and refinement. For instance, this has a certain elegance in the way that it wears, the way it falls on the wrist, the way it looks. And I don't need markers to tell me the time. After all these years, I've learned to tell the time without any markers. I have an idea on where those hands are and what they represent in every position. And I'm just happy knowing that. The 40mm case with the 48mm lug-to-lug is honestly bang on my elegantly proportioned 6.3-inch wrist. They also do this in a 36mm version, but given the style of the watch, 40mm kind of suit me better, I believe. From a wearing perspective, I do think that it requires a more Italian wardrobe, and by that I mean a more dressy, sophisticated look, which is not your day-to-day, but when the time comes, this thing will definitely nail that look. I mean, this can definitely slip under the cuff of a shirt, 12.2mm with the sapphire crystal. Yeah, I mean, mwah, mwah. Is that French? So we covered the proportions and the wearability, but what about the case? I think everything is done to perfection. The sides of the case are brushed with the same Italian elegance, with the top of the lugs and the bezel polished to a mirror finish. I mean, this is so good. One thing that I absolutely love is the slightly raised sapphire crystal, just raised a tiny bit out of the case in perfect harmony with that AR coating. In certain light conditions, just adds another visual layer of beauty. I do think those crown guards also play a part aesthetically, because this is not a diver, even with the stated 100-meter water resistance, which obviously this is just a bonus because, again, this will not see water. This is a skill. How do you do this? I think as a designer, it's very difficult to make something look like this with so little elements. Before I start talking about the dial, I want to turn the watch around and have a look on the back of this, because this part is probably the most populated visually. Venezianico say that this is, quote, the engraved graphics that represent the cosmic vastness, provide intense emotions, as if you are immersed in an unknown world where absolute black is the undisputed king. Now that's deep. Although I can see the connection with the dark soul dial, I'd rather just have the night sky here with the stars without the satellite part. I think that particular element is on the opposite part of what this watch stands for. This is just me being a bit of a snob, like, to be completely honest, I couldn't care less, because I like looking at the black dial and get lost in the darkness that is my soul with the thoughts and contemplate life. No, I'm just kidding. I have no thoughts, just a dark soul. The dial is covered by the Musso black paint, which absorbs 99.5% of all the light hitting it. Which, when you think about it, is absolutely mental. I don't even know how you do that, how that works, but it's completely mesmerizing. The only thing on the dial is, well, the only things on the dial are the dolphin hands and the Venezianico logo. And to me, that's just enough. I mean, nothing else is needed. The whole minimalist design allows you to appreciate the other elements even more. So in this case, the hands and the logo just pop out, and they are the only things that you see when you look there. And they are both perfectly finished, since they are the only thing that you can see. And I can see that every time. I can see that finish every time I look on my wrist. There is no loom here. We have the total opposite of that. So unfortunately, guys, I have to disappoint. No P-loom score. In other words, if you feel that if you need to go to the toilet at night with this on, you'll find yourself plunging into the endless abyss of darkness, because there is no loom to get you out of that, and you'll be falling and falling and falling and falling forever. Powering this, we have the Seiko NH35, and as usual, specs on the screen. Great movement with superb accuracy on this one, plus 4 seconds per day. Not sure if they regulate them in any way, or I just got lucky with a sample, but I have to say, we do have a ghost position, which is not the end of the world, but this watch would have been much better with an NH38, if you ask me. So the no date version. Do I mind? No, of course I don't mind. I still get the amazing Seiko reliability, but I could have gotten the full package with the no date version of the movement. But look, it is what it is. We can't always be happy. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle, of this minimalistic puzzle, if you want to call it that, is the strap. And oh my God, the leather is just sublime here. Excuse my ignorance, but I couldn't find what type of leather this is made out of online, but it's just stunning. It suits the watch perfectly, and it's soft out of the box. It doesn't leave huge creases, so at this point I don't even care what type of leather it is. And it's also complemented by the perfectly matching and perfectly finished hardware. So if you look at it this way, elegance from top to bottom. To draw the line under all of this, guys, the Redentore is genuinely in a class of its own. I mean, Venezianico just had redefined elegance with this one. Actually, if you search up elegance in the dictionary, there will be a picture of the Redentore next to it. And well, it's a bit of a joke. And to me, this is better looking in real life than it is in the pictures. I'm saying this because I was quite skeptical about the price before I had this in hand, but not anymore. I'm genuinely excited to try out some of their other stuff, because this was just on another level, and I think they have a good thing going on with that Italian vibe there. So that was it from me, guys. That was the review of the Venezianico Redentore Ultrablack 40. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the brand, about the watch, if you had one. Thank you very much for watching. Click a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.